Welcome to TisTalk.
TisTalk is a community podcast from Tisbury, Wiltshire and surrounding villages. It's the 29th of June. I'm Mary Myers.
And I'm Kate Gamm. Okay, so what's on the show this week, Mary?
So firstly, we've got Declan Morrison, who is Lord Margadale's son, and he's taken over the Fonthill estate.
Right.
And I actually went to talk to him last week about farming, because I'm doing this other project, which will be on TisTalk in the autumn. But he also talked to me a little bit about himself, and so we did the fun questions that we do normally, and he also talks about an event coming up, which is a plant fair. Yeah.
Lovely.
I think that should be a treat.
Yeah.
If the weather's good. And then we've got you with a nice piece that you did with children in an art workshop.
Yes.
Run by Messums.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll introduce that in a sec. Then we have Lindsay from the Wessex Rivers Trust about rivers and river walks that she's organising in July. And we've already had her on TisTalk, but she's doing a long-term project about the Nadder, and we thought it would be worth having her on again.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got David Copus, again a little bit of a repeat. We heard from him last week, but he's giving us a little bit more detail about the People's Emergency Briefing that's coming up at the beginning of July, I think on the 3rd of July. Yes, here it says Victoria Hall, Tisbury, Friday 3rd of July. Then we have the What's Ons, and then a lovely summer soundscape. Well, thanks for coming in on this incredibly hot day, Kate.
Gosh, it is hot, isn't it, Mary? What a week it's been.
Yes. So we're recording on Friday, and it is a little bit less hot. So
It is.
Is your local news anything to do with heat?
In a way it is, because this is the week of the Chalk History Festival.
Yes.
Just down the road in Broadchalk. And on Wednesday you and I went along, didn't we, Mary? And we had a very hot day there. Mm. It was lovely, and the festival are dealing with it really well. Mm. But my goodness me, it was hot, wasn't it?
Yes.
I'm going back tomorrow, Saturday, where it's slightly less hot. So, the mid-20s, which seems cooler. But yeah, I thought it was such a well-organised, friendly festival, lots of variety. New this year is the cinema tent, and you and I spent some time hearing about a documentary about film, watched some of the documentary about Emmerich Pressburger and Michael Pell. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I love the local inputs. So we've got Gardner and Beadle from the High Street are there, the Witchmark Brewery are there, and the Big Bang Pizza. So I just think we're really lucky to have this relatively close.
Yeah, absolutely. Any international or national news?
Yes, this is about the actor Sir Michael Caine, who has signed his voice over to an AI agency.
Oh.
It means that Michael Caine's voice can be used without him actually appearing in a film at all.
That's strange.
At the moment, if this happens, and it's about to happen, he's recorded the Odyssey. Or no, he hasn't recorded the Odyssey. This AI agency will be using his voice to narrate the Odyssey.
Really? What a strange choice for somebody like him.
Well,
we'd never associate him with classical literature.
Exactly. But apparently the intonation is good and it all is working
course.
really well.
Oh, I see. Intonation by the AI bot thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So on the one hand, he's embracing technology at 93 and saying, this is the future. But on the other hand, he's handing over his vocal image.
Yeah. Interesting. To kick us off, here is Declan Morrison. I'm with Declan Morrison up at Fonthill House to tell us about an upcoming event in July.
Yes, we are very pleased to be opening the gardens here at Fonthill House on the 4th of July. It's in conjunction with the Rare Plant Fair. There's going to be nurseries coming from all over with a selection of fascinating and goes with the name rare plants that will be for sale, amongst other delicious food from Soul Bakery, icy cold rosé and other drinks. It's going to be a lovely day.
Okay, lovely. And just to remind us of the times.
Opening at 11 and going all day till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's going to be £10 entry, and well-behaved dogs are extremely welcome.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. But while I've got you here, may I just ask you a few fun questions that we ask those who we profile on TisTalk. Firstly, what gets you out of bed in the morning, Declan?
Ooh. The truth is, my 3 not very well-behaved lurchers.
Okay, great. And what about your favourite local view?
Well, my favourite local view would be, I think, what must be one of the furthest views of Salisbury Cathedral that you can see from the top of the, what's known as the Crat Track, up on the north of the A303 there. I think it's around 13 miles.
Is that in Groveley Wood?
That's just outside Great Ridge Wood.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
That's on your land up there.
Yes.
Nice. Now, what about the best thing about Tisbury and this area?
I think, apart from being very lucky with all the quite incredible pubs we have in the area, I think it's probably the people that fill them. It's whichever one you end up in on a Friday evening, there's always some good chat and amusing stories to be heard.
Oh, good. Are you looking forward to tonight? It's Friday evening now, coming up.
I think I went last night. Maybe I'll give tonight a night off.
Okay. Was that the Beckford?
I was actually in the Beckford last night, but other great pubs are available.
Good. And what about the worst thing?
Probably when I have to go up to our office in London saying goodbye.
And do you go by train or by car?
I go by train, the 6:24.
Ooh.
No, there's a good community of us on that train as well.
Okay,
yeah.
good. What would be your favourite dish that you would take to a desert island if you were cast away? Just one.
I think I've never ever got bored of listening to Sympathy for the Devil by the Rolling Stones, so I think it's going to be that.
Okay, we'll find that for you and play it totally illegally, but never mind. Just a short extract. Complete this sentence. Not many people know this about Tisbury or this area, but...
But there have been 9 Fonthill houses since the 16th century.
Right, that's a lot. That's many more than a lot of people realise. How interesting. So now, I'm not letting you off quite yet. Just quick fire. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Beer or wine?
Beer.
Football or rugby?
Cricket.
Ah, okay. Salisbury or Shaftesbury?
Shaftesbury.
And for music, radios 1, 2, 3 or 6 on the BBC?
6.
Okay, thank you very, very much, Declan.
Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I've been around.
And that was a short extract from the Rolling Stones' Sympathy for the Devil for Declan Morrison, our guest this week. And you'll hear more from Declan in the autumn when I talk to him in a special series we're doing on TisTalk about farming and about some of the nature-friendly initiatives and actions that farmers like Declan and his team are doing on different farms around this area.
This is TisTalk from Tisbury, Wiltshire.
I went along to meet Emma Finley at Messums Studio, who told me all about her new workshop with local children. I started off by asking her when the workshop started, and then after we hear from Emma, we will hear from Thea, one of the children who is taking part.
It started in January, every Monday, except for holidays, kindly because the Alice Coombs Foundation have given us a grant to run after-school art for children that live in this very local Tisbury area.
Are there particular schools that are attending?
It isn't particularly to do with schools, if that makes sense, because they just have to live in this specific direct postcode here. So we've got children who are at Semley, Wardour and the local school here as well. So they're coming from wherever. And I've got a sort of core group of children now who've been with me since January.
Right.
It's really lovely. So I have about 12 to 15 children, and a few more have added in as we've gone along the way, and a few have dropped out or have other things to do. But it's been really lovely in that sense, to keep them going, almost like an art lesson at school every week.
Sure.
So,
and I can see that there's some work in progress here. So what are the children working on at the moment?
So this term, so since we came back in April, we have been looking at David Hockney. I tried to have an artist or a theme each half term. So we started off with birds, and we looked at owls, and we drew owls and then made cardboard owls and painted them, created structure. Second term, we looked at bugs and how we could use different materials to make those. This time we've gone on to landscapes, and I chose Hockney because of his bright, bold, colourful way of doing his most recent work. And I think the children can connect to that. And I think we will continue it after half term as well by making some big relief pieces with cardboard and paint and creating some huge forests.
Fantastic.
That's my idea.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. But they've been really great at getting involved. So they all initially, with this part of the project, created their own inspired Hockney. So we looked at the pictures, and then we learnt how to make marks and how to place the colour together, and they created their own. And then this piece now is a concertina sort of fold-out sketchbook where you enter a forest of their imagination.
Wow, fantastic. And I can see some lovely examples on the table here. Will you be continuing? I mean, is it an ongoing project?
We have funding until Christmas.
Right.
But if there are any generous, lovely people out there that would like to help fund any of the children's work that we do, that would be utterly amazing, because I think access to arts is getting quite difficult.
Sure.
And lots of children don't have that access. And we just like to allow it to be quite free and easy here. And I teach them very basic beginning things, and then we just go forward with that and see where we go.
Yeah. And so if children would like to join the class still, is that still possible?
Yes, it is, but they do have to live in this direct postcode here, which I think is...
SB3?
Yes, whatever this one is here, but it can't go out too far, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much directly the centre of Tisbury.
And how would the children and their parents go about applying to join the class?
It's online on Messums, on the Messums Creative website, and it will say Monday drawing class. Or if they would like to email Messums, creative at Messums, then they can just get in touch and we can see what we can do. These children are from 4 to 11, so this is a primary school age group, but we're catering for up to 18s in one of our other things.
Okay,
so,
gosh, lots going on.
Yes, but
It's
hopefully very exciting.
Indeed, and it's lovely to see Messums extending beyond Messums itself to other venues within the village. That's really nice to see.
Yes, I think it would be really great, and I know that fingers crossed, I'm hopefully in negotiations with whether I can run another school, after-school club at a school for children who can't come to something like this, if that makes sense, can try and set something else up, which is also part of my role, to try and extend further out if I can. I think it's quite important to learn to be brave and resilient when you're making art, and just go for it and not worry. And that has been tricksy for some children, but I think they've really embraced it now and they're doing really, really well.
Yeah, okay. What is it you like about coming to this class on a Monday afternoon?
It teaches us like how to do different things. And before I came here, I only drew cartoon things, and then when I came here, I started learning how to draw stuff more realistic, and it's like a really good workshop.
Do you do anything like this at school?
No.
No art class at school?
No.
Good that it's happening here.
Yeah. But at school, sometimes like our teacher, Mrs. Rendell, puts a video on like how to draw a bird, and I drew a chick the other day. And I like remembered what Emma said about drawing. So it helped a lot.
Good. Helped a lot. Good to hear. Okay, well, thank you for that, Thea. It's nice to meet you. Nice to chat to you.
Thank you for having me.
What a lovely young girl Thea sounds.
Yeah.
And those workshops are very great for children, aren't they?
Fantastic. All for local children and all completely free.
Yeah. And also very topical in a sad way that Emma is doing this thing about Hockney.
Yeah.
Because, of course, he died a few weeks ago.
He did, yes.
Yeah.
Between going to see Emma at the workshop and our recording going out, David Hockney has sadly died. So, yes, very topical.
This is TisTalk from Tisbury, Wiltshire.
So next we have a recording of a conversation I had a few weeks ago with Lindsay from the Wessex Rivers Trust. And one particular problem that Lindsay highlighted was all about detergents. She also talks about some walks coming up, some free walks that everyone can participate in.
Well, we've just been talking about washing up liquids specifically, and the mainstream washing up liquids can be quite harmful to aquatic life, so you've got to look out for that wording on the back of the product. We've been sold a bit of a lie by these big companies over the years. We've been told that bubbles mean cleaning, and we're always shown in adverts lots of bubbles and foaming, and actually that's a series of chemicals called surfactants, and they accumulate in the water, and they cause a bit of a scum on rivers that you might see. And if you think about how many people are washing up day in, day out across the country, it's not very good. So sometimes people try and switch to more eco-friendly washing up liquid, and they say, oh, it doesn't work, it doesn't have enough bubbles. In fact, it's not the bubbles that clean anything, and the bubbles... I was talking to someone from an eco-refill shop recently, because I've done a little article on them, and he said, bubbles don't do anything except kill fish. So I've used his quote in my article. We've been told that bubbles are the best thing, and but they're really just a visual sign that something is happening and that there are chemicals there. So, yeah, we'd encourage you to give things a go with a more eco-friendly option. They don't bubble as much, and at first that might seem strange, but once you are used to it, it will seem quite normal.
Right.
And of course, in a hard water area, things don't tend to foam as much anyway.
Which is definitely our area.
Yeah,
Yes.
so don't be fooled by thinking that bubbles mean clean.
Okay.
It might seem a little bit strange. It's sort of our comfort system that bubbles mean good. But once you get your head around that, and you can start telling your friends, well, actually, bubbles don't necessarily mean clean, and they're not great for fish. They're not. We know it can be a bit overwhelming, and at the moment buying the more eco-friendly options aren't particularly mainstream. I really recommend eco-refill shops because you're not only are you getting a kinder product, but you're saving plastic. You can take in absolutely any container and fill it up. So it's great because you can just test something in a small amount first. You've got one on the high street, Tisbury Supplies. You pop in and see Nigel. He's got a good range there, and perhaps if more people start using it, there might be more. There is one in Salisbury as well, Shaftesbury.
And then you can get them by post. I get small,
absolutely.
Post,
there's various
that kind of
different
thing.
types, and you can give it a go. There's laundry sheets now that don't obviously have liquid with them. It's a bit difficult because you can get tied up in circles trying to do the most eco-friendly thing. Whether it's saving the plastic packaging or not having as much water being transported. But our advice would be, don't try and do it all at once. Maybe try one thing first. So whether it's a new shampoo or a washing up liquid or a hand soap, just try one thing. And once you've got that into your habit, into your regular routine, perhaps you can move on a little bit more. And if you want to use the refill stores, then go and talk to them about what their best products are. And then, of course, there are a whole range of things online as well.
And what about when people say, well, they just seem, brands like Ecover seem really expensive?
That is an issue, and it's something we'd like to delve into a bit more. So there's a couple of things there. Firstly, I'd say that if you get into the habit of refilling, so you're not buying a new plastic container each time, washing up liquid, for example, does tend to be on a par with buying a new off-the-shelf plastic bottle each time. So once you've got it into your habit, I don't think it always is more expensive. So it's shopping around perhaps and looking for different things. There are some that just are more expensive though, and I suppose I would just say, we need to think about our environment long term.
Yeah,
and is
what
it
costs the
something?
environment?
Is it worth spending a little bit more? We also need to think, a very key thing is how much we use of these items. I went to a talk recently and they were saying, on our washing up liquid, shampoo, whatever, it normally says how much to use. None of us, of course, will read that and measure out the exact millilitres, and I'm not suggesting that you do that every time, but perhaps a lot of us are regularly using just too much.
Right.
We should be just using the right amount, so maybe it is worth checking that amount and
Right.
just using a smaller amount. Again, we'd like to produce some guidance on this on our Healthy Headwaters webpage, which is on Wessex Rivers Trust website, as we go along, providing some really simple guidance. But I suppose you want to be looking for those more eco-friendly brands and having a look at the ingredients, seeing how many chemicals are in them and how many warning symbols there are.
Yeah, and there is a warning symbol on several, aren't there, which say bad for aquatic life or harms aquatic life. So look out for that, I guess,
if you see the
basic
symbol with the dead fish, then that's really not good for rivers. Bad.
Right, okay. And they kill fish, once they get into the water system, they kill fish, invertebrates, and then right up the food chain to otters, kingfishers, all the things that we love.
Yeah, what we're finding is that these chemicals are kind of accumulating in the water and putting the natural biodiversity out of balance. Yeah. I'll actually just mention another campaign we've got coming up in Tisbury, which is encouraging everybody to, if they have unneeded or out-of-date medication, whether it's liquids or tablets or whatever, you can return those to the pharmacy where they'll dispose of them safely. Some people, if they have a huge stack of tablets, they are flushing them down the toilet, and unfortunately that's a problem with pharmaceuticals getting into the river. So different hormones, things like that. There are amazing stories out there of fish that are either changing gender or struggling to reproduce because of the pharmaceuticals in the water. Right. And even if you put them in your household bins, then eventually they can leach into the rivers. So the best way really is to take them back to the pharmacy.
So this is all part of this What's Going Down Your Plug Hole campaign.
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
Good luck with it. It's a really important issue. When are these walks going to happen, Lindsay?
So they're early July. The 9th of July, a weekday morning at 10 a.m, and then Sunday the 12th of July at 4:30.
And these are chances for people to walk along the river with you in a small group.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll be talking a bit. I'll try not to talk too much, but again, give out some of the messages of the project. But I'd like to hear from people what the river means to them. And for me, I think what's really important, if we're trying to engage with communities and ask people to perhaps change their behaviour or care more about the environment, then it's really important to see what inspires them, what the river means to them, what this land means to them. And see what inspires them. But yes, absolutely, it's a bit of a walk and talk at a slow pace.
Right,
yeah.
Nice.
Perhaps I'll bring some biscuits.
Thanks very much. So here are those details again about those walks organised by Wessex Rivers Trust. Join Lindsay Death on 2 free guided walks along the banks of the River Nadder. The first is on Thursday 9th of July at 10 a.m, and the second is on Sunday 12th of July at 4:30 p.m. If you're interested in joining, please contact Lindsay Death, that's LINDSEY.death, DEATH, at wessexrt.org.uk, or sign up via Eventbrite Wessex Rivers Trust. The start and finish point is at Messums West.
And I see there's an article in Focus magazine about that, with all of that information.
Yes, and just staying very briefly on the theme of rivers and wildlife, you might be interested to look up a wonderful documentary called Billy and Molly, which is on Channel 4, and it will be on Channel 4 for the next 15 to 20 days. It's all about a beautiful otter and how she befriends this couple up in the Scottish Highlands on the Shetland Islands. And listen out on TisTalk. We plan to interview the director, Charlie Hamilton-Jones, so listen out the next couple of weeks.
Subscribe to TisTalk wherever you get your podcasts.
And now here's David Copus to tell us about the People's Emergency Briefing coming up on the 3rd of July.
Yeah, so it's part of an initiative that started last year in November when 1,200 MPs, leaders of business and culture were invited to Westminster and were given a series of 10 briefings on basically threats to the UK from the nature and climate crises, which are unfolding and increasingly having an effect on us. There are two aims for this. One is for the people who view the screenings, and there are now well over 1,000 happening across the country in communities, and there are more and more happening all the time. So the first aim is for the people who see those screenings to call upon their MPs to join a parliamentary call for the ultimate aim, which is to have a government-led televised emergency briefing, an information campaign.
Okay.
And the second aim is to inform people, but also to get more and more people to see these screenings and more of these screenings to happen.
Okay.
The briefings that you see if you come and see the film are quite shocking. Other areas, for example, the effect on health, and the economy, and to our national security. So when you, for example, have Professor Hugh Montgomery, who gives the health briefing, talking of being terrified. There is what this project really is trying to address is the gap between the threats to our society and the current level of awareness in the community.
Or current level of inaction.
Inaction and also misinformation.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. So who's actually funding this? Who's behind it?
So in terms of funding, the funding comes from donations and crowdsourcing. Behind the initiative are two brothers, Simon and Nick Aldridge, who are ex-businessmen. Right. All the experts who've given the briefings have done it free of charge.
Right.
In terms of the rather alarming title of People's Emergency Briefing, a lot of care has gone into this. So, for example, the use of the word emergency has been chosen because it's specifically in line with government guidance, with the Civil Contingencies Act. Yeah.
And so it wasn't. So the actual briefings weren't led by scientists.
So the briefings were given by scientists, by economics experts, as I say, by military personnel,
people,
and exactly. Yeah. But it has been organised by or led by these two guys.
Right.
And when I say it, the initiative which started with this in-person briefing in Westminster last year in November, and this whole production of this film and bringing Chris Packham on board and so on. It's one project. So the briefing in November was called the National Emergency Briefing,
right.
And then this screening and discussion format, which is taking place across communities, is called the People's Emergency Briefing.
Yeah, I see.
So it's in the Victoria Hall on the High Street, and it's Friday, 3rd of July, from 7 till 9 p.m. It's a 50-minute film, and then we'll have a facilitated discussion.
Here's what's on in Tisbury and surrounding villages from Monday the 29th of June to Sunday the 5th of July 2026. On Monday the 29th, the Monday Craft Group meet weekly between 10 and 12 at the Hinton Hall. It's £3 per session, and you can attend regularly or occasionally, bring whatever craft you're working on, and join them for a chat. There is a monthly friendship group for the elderly at Hindon Village Hall from 2 till 3:30 p.m. Pop in for a cuppa, a natter and optional activity. On Tuesday the 30th, the monthly green drinks will be held in the back room of the Boot Inn at 7:30pm with updates from Nadder Community Energy and informal chat about all things environmental. On Wednesday the 1st, the TisBus outing will depart for Swanage at 9am and return at 3pm. Call Dave Milas on 07500 802 525 to book your seat. The monthly community cafe lunch will run from 11:30am till 1:30pm at the Methodist Church. There will be auditions and interest meetings for the Junior Tag Show in November on Wednesday the 1st, 8th and 15th of July at 5:30pm in the Victoria Hall. For more information, contact Nikki Nicole on tisburyartsgroup@gmail.com. Tisbury Footpath Club have an evening walk at 6:30pm, meeting at the square in Tisbury and finishing at the Boot Inn for those who want a post-walk drink. Contact Andy Taylor to book your place by text on 07721 748 198. On Thursday the 2nd, Tisbury History Society will be visiting the Sherborne at 11am, with an optional visit to Sherborne Abbey at 2pm. Contact Nikki Bartlett by email n.d.bartlett@btinternet.com to book your place. The West Tisbury Parish Council meeting will take place at 7pm in the Hinton Hall. These meetings are open to the public and you can contact the clerk if you wish to speak. Then, on Friday the 3rd, there will be a screening of the film People's Emergency Briefing on the Climate and Nature Crisis, followed by a discussion, from 7 till 9pm at Victoria Hall. Free entry and recommended age 16+. Semley Music Festival starts and runs until Sunday the 5th of July with live music from dubstep and jazz to Ceilidh and blues rock. Day tickets and weekend tickets are available, plus on-site camping options. For more information and tickets, go to their website. On Saturday the 4th, the Country Market will be at the Victoria Hall from 10 till 11am with a lovely selection of local produce. Young Nature Watch will be carrying out a bumblebee survey at 10:30am at Woolmead Farm. If you'd like to go along, please contact youngtnhs@gmail.com. Free for members and under 21s, £4 for visitors. There is a rare plant sale at Fonthill House and Garden from 11am till 4pm. Cost is £10 and includes entry to both the plant fair and gardens. On Sunday the 5th, from 10:45 till 1pm, the Oysters Coppice volunteer work session will continue footpath maintenance, invasive vegetation removal and bracken bashing. For more information, contact Oysters Coppice nr@wiltshirewildlife.org. Looking ahead, the Wessex Rivers Trust are organising a free, family-friendly walk and talk along the River Nadder on Thursday the 9th of July at 10am or Sunday the 12th of July at 4:30pm. Meeting at Messums West, search Wessex Rivers Trust on Eventbrite to book a space. And that's all for the What's On listings. Have a great week.
And that was a bit of music from The Fate, The Bluesbirds and Cable Street. Oh, thanks very much for co-presenting today, Kate.
Good to be here, and keep cool, everyone.
And on that note, here's a little recording on a very hot day, not from the swimming pool, because I went up there and it was actually closed, unusually, but at King George IV playing field. And here are some children playing with hats on in the shade. Enjoy this little Tisbury soundscape and we'll see you next week. Bye.